Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Gopal ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnavindi ki, Namacharya Shri Haridas Thakur ki, ISKCON founder Acharya Shri Gopal ki, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktavindi ki, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Sankun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan ki, Vrindavan Dham ki, Mathura Dham ki, Navadvip Dham ki, Jagannathpuri Dham ki, Ganga Mai ki, Jamuna Mai ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki, Samaveta Bhakta All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Guru and Govinda. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna. So this afternoon's title of the lecture is Peacefulness, which will be very good news for everybody. We're going to hear about peacefulness from a Krishna conscious standpoint. The text that we're going to use is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 66. 266. You can put it up on your cell phone, that's all right. If not, then just wait for the books to be given to you. And again, it's chapter 2 in text 66. Chapter 2 is the contents of the Gita summarized. That's the title of chapter 2. And we'll do text 66 today. So please, if you open it, please repeat after me. Nasti Buddhi Ayuktasya Na Chayuktasya Bhavana Na Chabhavayata Shanti Ashantasya Uta Sukham Nasti Buddhi Ayuktasya Nasti Buddhi Ayuktasya Na Chayuktasya Bhavana Na Chayuktasya Bhavana Na Chabhayatas Na Chabhavayata Santi Na Chabhavayata Shanti Ashantasya Kuta Sukham Ashantasya Kuta Sukham Nasti Buddhi Ayuktasya Na Chayuktasya Bhavana Na Chabhavayata Santi Ashantasya Kuta Sukham Nasti Buddhi Ayuktasya Na Chayuktasya Bhavana Na Chabhavayata Shanti Ashantasya Kuta Sukham. Now, please repeat if you want to.
Nasti buddhi yuktasya Nacha yuktasya bhavana Nacha bhavayata shanti Ashantasya kuta sukham.
Anyone else?
It's 266?
Yeah. try.
I can try.
Yes.
Nasti buddhi ayuktasya.
Nasti buddhi ayuktasya.
Nacha yuktasya bhavana.
Nacha yuktasya bhavana.
Nacha bhavya yatasta.
17.
Nacha bhavya yatasta.
17.
Nacha.
Nacha bhavayata santi.
Asantasya kuta sukham.
Asantasya kuta sukham. Very good. Yeah. So word for word, please repeat. Naasti. There cannot be. Buddhi. Transcendental intelligence. Ayuktasya. Of one who is not connected with Krishna consciousness. Na, not. Cha, and. Ayuktasya, of one devoid of Krishna consciousness. Bhavana, fixed mind in happiness. Na, not. Cha, and. Abhavayata, of one who is not fixed. Shanti, peace. Ashantasya, of the unpeaceful. Kuta, where is. Sukham, happiness. Translation by His Divine A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? Please repeat after me. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Unless one is in Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of peace. So it is confirmed in the 5th chapter, chapter 5, text 29, that when one understands that Krishna is the only enjoyer of all the good results of sacrifice and penance, that he is a proprietor of all universal manifestations, and that he is a real friend of all living entities, then only can one have real peace. Therefore, if one is not in Krishna consciousness, there cannot be a final. Can you try to help maybe people try? If you can. This one is pretty young, so it might not be possible, but try. Therefore, if one is not in Krishna consciousness, there cannot be a final goal for the mind. Disturbance is due to want of an ultimate goal. And when one is certain that Krishna is the enjoyer, proprietor, and friend of everyone and everything, then one can, with a steady mind, bring about peace. Therefore, one who is engaged without a relationship with Krishna is certainly always in distress and is without peace, however much he may make a show of peace and spiritual advancement in life. Krishna consciousness is a self-manifested peaceful condition which can be achieved only in relationship with Krishna. Om Gyanati Mirandasya Gyana Gina Shalakaya Chakshum Nitam Dina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manodishtam Sthapitam Gita Bhutala Swayam Rupa Kadavaya Nilati Swapadatika. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So the text, English translation again. One who is not connected with the Supreme in Krishna consciousness can have neither transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind, without which there is no possibility of peace. And how can there be any happiness without peace? So Krishna is explaining how peace can come about, and peace is very much connected with happiness. A peaceful person is definitely happy also. It's hard to separate the two. So, Krishna says one who is not connected with Krishna consciousness, activities in Krishna consciousness. Without doing that, we cannot have either transcendental intelligence nor a steady mind. The mind by nature is very flickering. It jumps on one thing, jumps on another thing, and basically, as it says in this Shastra, Sankalpa Vikalpa, it accepts some things, it rejects some things. We know it as, I like this, I don't like this. That's how the mind operates. I like this one, I don't like this one. And then sometimes when Maya steps in, then it becomes, I like him, I don't like him. I like her, I don't like her. That's the mind stuff. Now, the intelligence is one which is the part for reasoning what the mind is accepting or rejecting. Is it good for us, is it not good for us? That's the job of the intelligence. You go to any religion, you will never hear, neither will you hear in school, that mind and intelligence are defined that way. It's only Krishna consciousness that you will see. Reason, the reasoning part, that is done by the intelligence. So, if we stay in Krishna consciousness, then intelligence becomes very sharp. We can really discern or look into every situation. It's called discerning. And with that, make a decision as to whether it's good for us or not. But in general, coming to Krishna consciousness, we have to understand that Krishna consciousness activities are always on the part of our welfare. Always like that. Krishna consciousness activities. It's designed that way, which is what we call Bhakti Yoga. Devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, there are different levels that Krishna consciousness can be looked at. And actually, they are in the category of Maya's actions. A person growing or not growing depends on how well they can live their life without the influence of Maya. Srila Prabhupada defined one of the shorts, they call them shorts now, very short video. Now the word shorts has been used for it. And so in one of the shorts video that I was fortunate to have brought to my with the cell phone, and belonged to a group that gets very short descriptions of Krishna consciousness by Srila Prabhupada. So then it's, Srila Prabhupada says we can check whether we are advancing in Krishna consciousness. We can actually check whether we are advancing in Krishna consciousness. The less jealous that we are, the more we are advancing in Krishna consciousness. I remember he uses the word, he pronounces it jealous, but it's the same thing, jealous. So they're becoming less and less jealous. You become more and more spiritual, more and more. You begin to be connected more to Krishna, and you will also be happier in Krishna consciousness. This text, though, tells us a number of things, and also in the Srila Prabhupada quotes chapter 5, text 29 in the purport, which we will also look at. So, when we are thinking practically all the time about Krishna, a person who thinks that way also feels the presence of Krishna in all their activities every day. They actually can feel it. So, one who doesn't really care much, but just simply goes through the motions of, time to come to the temple, you come to the temple, sometimes you come to the temple, after the lecture is going on 45 minutes, which is obviously happening now, but all of that, Krishna is in our hearts. He sees all of it. And one thing we need to understand, though, is that he has said that he really, Krishna, listen to me, he really rewards based on the extent of which we surrender to Krishna consciousness. He rewards based on that. So, my Guru Maharaj, Bhagavad Maharaj described that sometimes devotees can be in Krishna consciousness, but still their life will be like business as usual. That means there is no change, there is no magic, there is no unusual things to their advantage happening in Krishna consciousness. Then we know that the progress is being a little suspect. One of the things that one can tell, that apart from this jealousy thing, is what's one of the things Prabhupada talked about. When Krishna is pleased with us, we get more service. We get not less, we get more service. We are invited to do more. Whether we can actually physically do more, that's one thing. But we are invited, the opportunity is there. It's given, more opportunity to do more service. So the opposite is also true. If we're getting less service, we're not going to be excited in Krishna consciousness. So wherever we are at, in terms of the service we do, the first thing, the intelligent thing to do is don't cut down. Because if we cut down, there's one exception, we'll get to that. But generally, don't cut down. Because if you cut down, then you're saying, yes, Krishna, I'm supposed to be your servant, but now think about a servant now. Servant has certain responsibilities towards the master. Now the servant is doing less, by their own decision, less responsibilities towards the master. Is the master going to be happy with them? No. The only time when that's understandable is when the physical body gives us problems. We're not well for one reason or another. Now, even for that, you don't reduce the service. You change to a different service that the body can handle. But you don't cut off service. That's if you're really serious about Krishna consciousness. This is for people who are serious about it, who want to grow. You can change. And there's several examples of it. Even the 6 Goswamis, Sanatana Goswami, one of them, Sanatana Goswami is one of the 6 Goswamis, a disciple of Lord Chaitanya. He would go around over that hill. I asked quite a few miles. He would do that. And as he got older, the body couldn't really make the whole trip around Govardhan Hill. He still wanted to go around Govardhan Hill, the body would not allow him. So what happened is the arrangement was made that a Shila, a precious stone from Govardhan Hill, he was advised that he could just circumambulate just the Shila, and that would represent going around Govardhan Hill, because he really couldn't do it physically at that time when he was getting older. So here's one example. And we learn from these things. Very important. Very important. If we want to stay excited in Krishna consciousness, it's very important. That's part of it. Enthusiasm. It's an electoral instruction. Determination, enthusiasm, and patience. The patience part means Krishna is the one that gets things to happen. So you just stick with it until whatever results are supposed to come, based on what Krishna wants, can come. Don't let things disturb you. But you only have to be physically sick to change the service, not drop, change the service, go for something else to replace it. So then you keep that intensity of service going all of the time. Those who are serious. Those who are not serious, they couldn't have quit the service, somebody's doing it, therefore it doesn't matter. There was one situation that happened in one other Dham, and a devotee, Mataji, was supposed to come do a service of cooking for a spiritual master who was visiting, She didn't get done what's needed to do properly. Actually, there are two incidences. One involved cooking, another one involved service at the Dham itself. And when she didn't show up in time to do it, she didn't do the preparations properly, she figured, well, somebody else would do it. Somebody else would do it. Now, if we really want to serve Krishna as faithful servants, and we say somebody else is going to do it, how much spiritual credit can we get from somebody else doing it? So we have to be careful about these things. They are very, very subtle when it happens. You see the end result, but when it's starting, it's very subtle. Because Maya gives us a good reason. Something that we can accept. And it's a material reason every time that we can accept. And we accept it, and we don't change our service to do something else. And now we found ourselves having reduced the service, and we're supposed to be servants, but then the service is now cut back. Now, the reason we're talking about that is, when you cut back on the service, you're not going to be happy. You can pretend that's all you can do, but you really, in your heart, will not be happy. Because Krishna will make sure that that feeling is pricking your mind, that something has changed. Something has changed. If you're a little observant, you will see some things are changing even in this temple. If you're a little observant, you will see that. But in general, if you, for material reasons, cut back on service, you cannot be happy that way. Now, as far as peace goes, that's not me saying it. This is your Prabhupada, it's your Krishna saying. How can there be any happiness without peace? So in the purpose, the Prabhupada gives three things in this purport, but they were actually quoted by Krishna. Bhotaram yagenta vasam sarvabhutam esharam. Suridam sarvabhutanam. Those are the three. In Sanskrit, Sri Krishna says that. One, and this is a peace formula, three things you must know. One, Krishna is the only enjoyer of all the good results of sacrifice and penance. Therefore, just like we are employees on our job and somebody is an employer that has hired us, we work for the employer. Krishna is the supreme employer. Everybody works to satisfy Krishna's senses. But in the same way, in working for Krishna's senses, we also become happy. Our happiness is tied with that. That's the way it is. Our happiness is tied with serving Krishna. That's how we become happy. And Krishna provides more and more and more and more, the more we put our hearts out to serve. That's how it works. So unless one, first thing, Prabhupada says, unless one is in Krishna consciousness, there's no possibility of peace. So, if that is the case, and so many people in the world are not in Krishna consciousness, do I need to tell you the upheaval that's going on around the world at this point? All you have to do is just hear the news. Now, I'm not encouraging you to do that, but in the news, it's all there. Family level, national level, society level. There's always one thing after another. This movement, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, belongs to Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This society is propagating the work done for humanity by Lord Chaitanya, the chanting of the holy name. The congregational chanting of the holy name. Going out to the streets to bless people with the holy name, chanting of the holy name. A very, very important part of what the society does. And as we do that, we get more and more blessings. Individually, everybody's spiritual account gets added on. Like our savings account, it increases and increases. It's there, and the time that we need it, especially the time we're needing our body, it becomes very, 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 very much to our advantage that we served the way we did. So, Srila Prabhupada says, unless one is in Krishna consciousness, there is no possibility of peace. Because one has to know what the 3 points are by Krishna for the person to be peaceful anyway. Krishna is the only enjoyer of all good results of sacrifice and penance. Sri Shnitai Gaur Chand Ki Jai. Jagana Bhagavad Subhadra Maharaj Ki Jai. Then the second point to give peace is he is the proprietor or owner of all that be, spiritual and material. And he is also the one who is the source even of the demigods. Who people go to use to pujas to try to get some material things. But everything that they have was from Krishna. Sometimes in some places you go, not ISKCON though, other places, they will say, oh, the demigods, Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. Vishnu is not demigod, that's the Supreme Personality himself. They are all the same. They are all the same. And sometimes they even set up a temple to give the impression that they are all the same. Sri Krishna says those who think that way, they have lost their intelligence. The demigods are not at the level. They are parts and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, given responsibilities for the different aspects of material nature. That's what they have. But they are certainly not at the level of Lord Vishnu or Krishna. As a matter of fact, that is in something we have, it's called 10 offenses against holy name when we chant the holy name. The second offense is to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the holy name of Lord Vishnu. They are not at the same level as Lord Vishnu, and they also depend on Lord Vishnu. The demigods themselves depend on Lord Vishnu. So we take one example. People like to go to Lord Shiva to ask different things. Lord Shiva actually does not like to give material things. He doesn't. He doesn't. And there's Shastra to back it up. Srila Prabhupada actually talked about it in a lecture and almost like dramatized it sometimes. Sometimes he gets into this dialogue by himself. This person and that person, this person and that person. So he says when people offer puja to Lord Shiva for material gains, Lord Shiva doesn't want to give. He really doesn't want to. But we all know he does give. He gives. But what happens is, got to Sri Prabhupada in this guy. Sri Prabhupada says, Lord Shiva appeals to Lord Vishnu. To Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to say, they are asking me. They are asking me. Lord Vishnu knows that it's not good. Lord Shiva knows that it's not good for people to be attached to material things because they're going to stay in the material world. The more you're attached, the more you stay life after life after life after life. Lead this life again, over and over and over again. So Lord Shiva looks to Lord Vishnu, going to what Shiva Prabhupada is saying, they're asking me. And when Lord Shiva says, no, when Lord Vishnu says to Shiva, all right, give. All right, then Lord Shiva will give. Now, why would Lord Vishnu tell Lord Shiva, all right, give? Well, because the living entity has their free choice. There's some independence that's there. And so for the independence, they can request things. And so since Lord Vishnu does not want either himself or Lord Shiva to be blamed that the results of the puja did not manifest, then Lord Vishnu says, all right, give. But when a devotee is going to serve Krishna, especially even going to some inconvenience to do that, to serve Krishna, Lord Shiva becomes very pleased. Example is the Prachitas. They are princes. There were 10 of them. Their father was a king, Prachinabai. So they were loaded in terms of opulence. There's so much there. Still, they were so Krishna conscious, they decided to go perform austerities, penances, just to please Krishna. So they left the palace to go do that. And the idea was they're going to find a body of water, and they will be inside the water, and they will perform their austerities in the water. As they were going, they didn't know this was going to happen. As they were on their way, the 10 of them, Lord Shiva appeared to them himself. Now, people do pujas asking for material things from Lord Shiva. But as we explained, Lord Shiva is not happy to do that, even though reluctantly he does it anyway. But when those Prachitas wanted to go serve Krishna, he appeared on his own to them and told them how pleased he was that they had made that decision to go do austerities and penances just to benefit Krishna. Just to benefit Krishna. And so, not only did he tell them that he was pleased with them, he gave them a mantra to chant for Krishna while they were doing the austerities. And the mantra is not as short like the Hare Krishna mantra, no, it's pretty long. But at that time, people had sharp brains, they hear something one time, they couldn't remember. So, he told them, and they memorized this. And they used the mantra. Parts of it are very wonderful, describing literally from Krishna's hair down to his toes what it looks like. Such a beautiful thing. It's in Srimad Bhagavatam. It covers about 38 texts. So it's not something I just started. 38 texts. It's long. It's long. But the point was, Lord Shiva was very happy with them. So the peace comes from putting out your heart to serve Krishna's devotees. Then the spiritual master, then the deity. In that order. Krishna's devotees, the spiritual master, and the deity. Krishna's devotees, wherever the temple is, you'll find them. And one of the things that would help all of us in Krishna consciousness is to make sure that our best friends are devotees. Our best friends are devotees. If your best friend is a kami, you're not going to hear about Krishna consciousness from them. But Krishna consciousness is one that's going to get us out of this deal that we're in. Therefore, it's always a good idea for your best friend to be a devotee. You can talk about Krishna with them. You can do Krishna conscious activities with them. Because when you do it with somebody that's not a devotee, they won't understand you. They certainly won't participate. Now, having said that, there may be some people who are best friends who are not devotees. But you are best friends with them. Therefore, you can give them Krishna consciousness. If they trust you, use that situation of trust between you and them to bring them close to Krishna. Now, if they resist wanting to come to Krishna, then they won't be a good friend for you. It's not like you have to disrespect them, you don't have to, but you can pull away emotionally from them, because actually it is the association of devotees, because it's sadhusanga, the association of devotees, that's going to make it possible for us to go back to Godhead. In this body that we're in, there are 8,400,000 type of bodies. Very, very small percentage is human type. And that's the only type of body where we can, in fact, understand God and stick to God. Animals, birds, plants, insects, trees, they can't understand Krishna. Only the human has intelligence developed where they can understand God. And so it is quite important that while we're in these physical bodies, this type of physical body, human body, we take advantage of it. We want peace, and apart from these two that we've talked about, that Krishna is the benefactor of all sacrifices and penances, and that's why the Bhagavatas went to do just that. And Kadama Muni also, another one, who went through a lot of literally years of sacrifice like that, just to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, so he's the proprietor of everything, which means we don't own anything. We think we own something. Here's the proof. When there's a statement like that, we have to prove it, right? When we're born, do we have anything? No. When we die, can we take anything with us? No. If we said no to both of that, how can you own anything then? So what we say we own, that's just a temporary thing that this material world is set up for us to use. My house, my this, sure, then you die, then what can you say about your house when you're dead? It's taken away from you. You never had it when you were a baby. You cannot have it when you become a corpse. So in between, whatever you own, you're better off using it to serve Krishna. Because the spiritual credits that you get from serving Krishna, that's going to be in your account. So much so that Narada Muni has said, and that's one of our 12 Mahajans, Narada Muni has said, that even if a person does not make it back to the spiritual world after leaving this body, whatever spiritual credits that they have saved, it will be given to them in their next life. So next life, when you start, even though you come again for another life, it's not like you start from scratch. Spiritually, you don't. Whatever spiritual credits that's there, you have it to continue. But materially, yeah, you be a baby again. You start kindergarten, you start crawling, and maybe you see black sheep again. You might do that. You might have to. Have you any? Yes, sir, 3 bucks. They might say those, But once you come up to the age of teenage and so on, Krishna will pull you back with the consciousness. Sometimes people have just been born with right Krishna consciousness. But there are some things immediately they become comfortable with. You see, the devotees who are continuing, they become very comfortable with Krishna consciousness. And even when it comes to regulative principles, if they were not able to obey all 4 regulative principles, say there were 3 of them that they did very well, the next life is very easy for them to go through those 3 because they've already practiced it from the life before. So then it is going on, and Krishna does one thing. whatever that made it difficult to pass the test of living life and going back to Godhead, that next life, Krishna will make an adjustment in that person's life so that that thing that bothered them, they won't have access to it so much. It won't bother them anymore. In other words, Krishna will set it up so that your next life will be growing. And so Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, who is Srila Prabhupada's spiritual master, he said that when somebody says yes to Krishna, even if they're not initiated, they just said yes to Krishna, I will lead my life in a Krishna conscious way. Average of 3 lifetimes, you go back to God. Average of 3 lifetimes. After 3 lifetimes, you go back to Godhead. Srila Radha Govinda Maharaj also mentioned that when someone comes to Krishna consciousness, actually it follows from what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj said, but I don't understand Hindi myself, so there are a few lectures of Radha Govinda Maharaj that I understood. But this one he was speaking English, so I got what he was saying. Question and answer time. Somebody asked a question, and he said, everybody that has said yes to Krishna will go back to Godhead. Everybody will go back to Godhead. So the question is when? It's not a question of whether they will go, it's a question of when they go. They may go after this life, or the next one, or the one after that. But they will go back to Godhead. In the meantime, well, there's plenty of peace and happiness in the spiritual world. But here, when we say yes to Krishna, there are some things too that we have to live by in order to be peaceful. So, the third point is that Krishna is a well-wisher for everyone. Krishna is a well-wisher of everyone, but he's particularly affectionate to his devotees. Because it's not everybody that's turned their attention to Krishna consciousness. It's not everybody. Some are. And those who are, he's very affectionate towards them. If you take devotional service seriously, you will definitely see a change in your life. Things would happen. Krishna would actually help to prove to us that we are in the right place, being in Krishna consciousness, by what happens in our lives. So that's 529, Bhoktaramya Gyatapasam, Sarvaloka Mahesham, Suhidam Sarvabhutanam. And that person, Gyatpamam Shantim Vishchiti, that person attains peace from the pangs of material miseries, attains peace from it. There is a disconnection that happens between us and what we describe as trouble. Mentally, we don't let that bother us too much, because then intelligence keeps telling us, Krishna is in control of our lives. We've given our lives to Krishna. Therefore, when any situation begins to unfold, and we have in mind that Krishna is with us, because he is, he's not hard as Paramatma, he is. And because of that, I'm confident that whatever we're going on, the end is going to be according to what Krishna wants, and that will be good for us. So the greatest peace formula is simply this: Lord Krishna is the beneficiary of all human activities. Men should offer everything to the transcendental service of the Lord. So whatever we have, we start thinking, how can I use this to serve the Lord? How can I use this to serve the Lord? Even if you have what's called wealth in different ways, property as well as money, and you use some in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what happens is 2 things. 1, you get spiritual credits for doing that. And second, you become a little less attached to material things. The more you give to Krishna, the less attached you become. And the less attached you become, there's only 2 things. You're either material or spiritual. We become less attached to material, then it means we're becoming more attached to the spiritual, which means we are setting ourselves to go back to Godhead. So it is a wonderful opportunity that we all have, especially in this Kali Yuga. So much mercy has been given by Lord Chaitanya and His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Lord Chaitanya, who is Krishna himself, who came in the mood and therefore behavior of Srimati Radharani, the mother of devotion, has set this whole idea of being in love with Krishna just from chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And believe you me, the sages tried different methods, so many methods, denying themselves in so many ways just to get close to Krishna. They don't even get that opportunity. But Lord Chaitanya set it up that just by chanting with attention, focusing on the chanting of the holy name, focusing when we chant with attention, we can steadily develop Krishna Prema, or love of Godhead. And love of Godhead comes with everything. I mean everything. Peace, you name it, whatever. Krishna protects us fully. And also, the Lord is the master of material nature. Conditioned souls really are under the stringent rules of material nature. When we understand this, so if you understand this though, then we'll achieve peace. And if we don't understand these bare facts, it's not possible to achieve peace individually or collectively. So some of the things to achieve peace we've talked about, but there are also other aspects of our lives that connect with peace. One, a peaceful person is calm inwardly. He's calm, very serene. A peaceful person is nonviolent. It's nonviolent. We're not talking about physical violence here. Violence has even a higher meaning, and that is that when a person's Krishna consciousness is disturbed by another person, then the person who disturbed the other person has created violence to them. So even violence at the spiritual level. Don't try to stop anyone from serving. Very bad idea. A peaceful person is patient. And they are forbearing. Forbearing means that a number of things can happen that are challenging, but they still hang in there. They can be there like that. A peaceful person, when there's conflict, they try to resolve the conflict rather than go on and make enemies. A peaceful person tries to promote harmony everywhere. In situations, even if the two people who are not agreeing, a peaceful person can be in the middle of it, set them to talk to each other or at least reason with them so that they don't go on like that. A peaceful person is detached. They live simply. Simply does not mean that you cannot, or your house has to be like a hut. No, that's not what we're saying. Simply means that whatever you have, you give in service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And pray like that. Pray like that for the Lord to give you intelligence. It's a very good prayer. Intelligence to be able to find ways to use what is in our possession to serve Krishna. We said we come with nothing in this world as a baby. We cannot leave with anything. So actually, we don't own anything. What it is that some things are in our possession. That's all. We are using it, and when death comes, we can't use it anymore. So that's our real situation. That's our real situation. In material life, they may make you sign some documents and say this is, but in spiritual life, it's just in our care. Not the owners, Krishna is the owners. These things are in our care. So a peaceful person is calm, inward, is serene, is nonviolent, is patient, and able to handle situations that are even difficult. Helps to resolve conflict and promotes harmony, and they live simply. dedicating their life to the Supreme Personality of God. So in that way, they become very, very, very happy because peace brings happiness. Now, I'll mention this one more thing and then we'll do questions. This is Prahlad Maharaj in Canto 7, chapter 5, text 23. I want to read the Sanskrit, I'll just simply read the English. So, Prahlad Maharaj, unfortunately, or fortunately, depends on how you look at it, his father was a demon, Hiranyakashipu. Yeah, Prahlad Maharaj, 5 years old, was going to school. You can imagine, he's a little boy. And his father, very big controller, big demon, even the demigods were afraid of him. He loves his child, puts his child on his lap and asks him, "My dear Prahlad, what have you learned in school today?" Prahlad Maharaj decided that what he was hearing from his 2 teachers were actually useless material things. So rather than answer the question directly according to what his father asked, he decided to put in the important things about Krishna consciousness. So when Prahlad Maharaj was asked that question, he said, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, he's telling his father, demon, hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name and the transcendental form and qualities, paraphernalia and pastimes of Lord Vishnu. Remembering them, maybe at this stop for a second, Lord Vishnu was hated by Hiranyakashipu because he had killed Hiranyakashipu's brother, Hiranyaksha. So Hiranyakashipu did not like Lord Vishnu at all. And then Hiranyakashipu's son is telling him, in answer to this question, what have you learned from school? Hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu, then remembering them, serving the lotus feet of our Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship, offering prayers to the Lord. Now, offering obeisances is also important. We should never feel distracted when it comes time to offer obeisances. We have to do it. Sometimes my places of mind, I'm involved in this, is not necessary. It is necessary. Always offer obeisances. The Lord plays, Maya plays with our minds sometimes like that. But it is in fact one of the things we have to do in our service to the Lord. So, becoming the Lord's servant and considering the Lord one's best friend and surrendering everything unto him. In other words, my dear demon father, serving the Lord with the body, mind, and words, these are the 9 processes. They are accepted as pure devotional service. This is the breakdown of pure devotional service. And we need to come to that level of serving that way. Hearing and chanting about the Lord, remembering the Lord, serving the lotus feet, offering the Lord worship, offering prayers, vandanam, becoming his servant, dasyam, considering the Lord one's best friend, sakyam, and surrendering everything to him, atmanivedanam. So it's there. Prahlad Maharaj teaches us how to connect with Krishna. And when we do that, then our intelligence becomes very sharp, and also we will, in fact, be peaceful and happy. Even though things around us may be falling apart materially around the world, we still will have internal happiness. And that's what gives us peace, because then we're sure that the Lord is actually in our corner. And whatever happens, he'll be there for us. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So, are there any questions? Just raise your hand if you have a question. The microphone will be given to you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Such a wonderful class about service, actually. I was remembering when you mentioned this point, it really reminded me, forgot about it, but it reminded me of a statement that Chandramali Swami said when he came last couple of months ago, you know, that when Krishna is pleased, he gives us more service. And I remember clearly Chandramali Swami making that same statement, literally a couple of months ago, you know, when he was at our home. One devotee asked a question, and this devotee was wondering, well, how do I know that Krishna is pleased? And Maharaj asked this devotee, you're getting more service? And this devotee says, yes. Is it increasing? This devotee says, that is pleased. And I remember him saying that so clearly. So yeah, thank you for actually bringing that up. I completely forgot, but these are nice reminders, you know. And it's also, and then he said, because he said to this devotee who was not sure if Krishna is pleased, because you know Krishna doesn't speak to us because we don't have the divya drishti, that spiritual vision. So how do we know? And Maharaj says it's by the service. He says if we don't have much service, then Krishna is not pleased. But if the service is increasing and increasing and increasing, and it's coming from anywhere, that means it's Krishna. So he made that same statement to the devotees. So thank you for bringing it up. That was a really, you know, big reminder for me. But a question I have is when you mentioned, and it did not hit me, you know, when you said happiness and peace goes hand in hand. In this Kali Yuga, when we say that we're happy, that means everything is good materially, you know. I got a job, it's paying the bills, you know, it's having me raise my 2, 3, 4, however many kids nicely. So I'm happy. Does that mean I'm peaceful? Because that is what it's translated in today's day and age, is if, you know, I got a job, I got a house, I got, you know, wife, children, you know, I'm getting my needs met, so I'm happy. So, but then we know that's not the case. So how can we really understand that happiness and peace goes hand in hand?
There is a difference between happiness and convenience. I'm going to say it again. There's a difference between happiness and convenience. What to describe that I have enough to pay my bills, to go on with life, that is convenience. That is convenience. The Lord may grant that, or He may not, but it is convenience. That's what it really is. We are living a life convenient enough while we are away from home. This is our situation. And we have enough money. Why? Because the bills will come. And as you know now, prices of things are going up. But our paychecks have not gone up. So some people, there's already some anxiety in some areas. Already, some people are already feeling it. So that's convenience. But happiness is internal. Happiness is connecting with the soul. The nature of the soul is 3. Satchit Ananda. Satchit Ananda. Eternal, full of knowledge, and full of bliss. Bliss means the highest happiness. If you go to dictionary, bliss, that's what it tells me. Highest happiness. So when we connect with the soul, then, and Krishna consciousness is the only thing that connects us with the soul like that. When we get connected with the soul, then we feel happy inside. We will still see that things are happening around us in the world that are troublesome. Turmoil is still there. But it wouldn't bother us so much. We see it, but we can filter it out and still go on, because there's one sense the happiness is there, internal, But also, the reason to be happy is also tagged on, and that is Krishna is protecting us. Devotees are protected all of the time because Krishna is affectionate to devotees. Krishna treats everybody just like the sun shines for everybody. The sun does not discriminate. That this person, I don't like him, so I'm not going to make the sunshine. No, it's not like that. So he's equal to everyone. But because we as devotees have turned our attention to Krishna and want to serve him, he didn't push us. We're doing it on our own. Then Krishna is particularly affectionate towards us. Everybody is a son and daughter of Krishna. Not all human beings only. We're talking about the insects, and all of them have souls. And souls are part and parcel of Krishna. But humans who turn their attention to Krishna, that inner peace comes. And that inner peace is what makes it possible for us to go on in life. It's just, maybe the word is satisfaction. Is this inner satisfaction that is there? That because Krishna is in our corner. And if we don't feel that way, then we have to question the extent to which we are serving the Lord. That's what actually, the more you give your heart to the Lord, the more you feel happy inside. But it's internal though, it's not the external happiness. To try to find happiness externally, it doesn't work. Even ask the rich people. I have every toy that I want in this world. Am I happy? Yeah? If they were happy, there would be no People magazine. If you understand what I'm saying. The rich people, things are happening left and right in their lives. And that's what that magazine talks about. Even if you don't want to read it, you go to the grocery store, you go to the checkout counter, and it's sitting there in big blog pages to find out something that somebody that's rich in Hollywood is going through. That's negative. So happiness does not come from connecting with material things. Not at all. It's inside. And when we chant, and we chant with attention, that will begin to develop. It will begin to develop. It's just a question of trying. Not only chant, but chant with attention. Chant with focus. And about chanting, we'll say one thing about it. Something I've tried, and I'm also suggesting. When we're chanting, sometimes our mind wants to travel. And sometimes it does. It goes to different things, even though we're chanting. Srila Prabhupada said, when the body is, when the chanting is not as steady because the mind is roaming, chant a little louder, give a little more volume. That's one. And when Pandacharya tells you, you try it, you will see. Because if you chant louder, then the mind would, the mind will come back to the holy name, and because the ear is hearing more. Also, one thing that we can do is, when the mind is roaming, well, it will roam to something else outside of the holy name. It will roam to something else. So give it something to go to. The mind is a rascal. So it wants to do something bad. So you give him something good. That's what you do when the child is being troublesome, something they shouldn't do. Then you give them something that will be useful to them. Handle that, and the child says, yeah. So you can do that to the mind. We are chanting the holy name. Therefore, the mind roams. Give it another holy name. Simple. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In your mind, you say, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. The mind is roaming and you're telling it, Gauranga, Gauranga. But the Gauranga is Krishna. So you do like that, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda. Not silently now, because the mind roams. When it doesn't roam when you're speaking the mantra, but the mind silently roams. So silently you give it Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. You see the holy name is there, and now you're calling Gauranga the name also. So that also works. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki. Are there, well, I said that, but are there any last questions? You still cancel if you want. All right. Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Thank you.
Where do I put these?
You put them right here. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya
language of Vaichan Bhaktivinoda Swami Sri Prabhupada ki. Gayam Supal Brahman Supreme Advaita Story Teresa Simad to language. Clear Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Swami ki. Nama Chadro Chadri Vidas Thakur ki. ISKCON founder Chadri Sri Prabhupada ki. Prem Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Vedic Gadadhar Sivasana Gopal Bhattavini ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Kund Girivardhan ki. Vrindavan Dham ki. Mathura Dham ki. Navadvip Dham ki. Jagannath Puri Dham ki. Jagannath Swami ki. Ganga Mai ki. Jamuna Mai ki. Tulsi Devi ki. Bhakti Devi ki. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. Samaveta Bhattavini ki. Nitai Gaur Vimanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Sri Guru and Gauranga.
thing is really heavy to carry. Be careful. Sorry, I just had to prevent the boys from having the bench fall on them. So I had to do that. Hare Krishna. Want to welcome devotees to our pre-Janmashtami Sunday program. And some of us were assuming that today is Janmashtami because that's the Indian calendar. But as they say, when you're in Rome, you live like a Roman. So we are actually following the US calendar. It's tomorrow is Janmashtami. So we welcome devotees to not be disappointed if you thought that today was Janmashtami, but tomorrow is the actual celebration. So we actually request devotees. It starts at 7 p.m. tomorrow, and it will continue till midnight tomorrow. 7 p.m. we'll start with the mantra meditation, Kirtan, the holy name. That goes on till about 8:30. 8:30 we will have the Abhishek of Sri Sri Radha Shadmi Hari. That will go on till about probably almost 10 o'clock. But we might jinx ourselves and end early depending on the crowd. So, sometimes we'll end by 9:30, and if you miss, I'm very, very sorry. So if you want to be in the front line, be here before 8:30. It's like catching the plane. If you go at the end, you might miss your flight. And then you got to wait for the next flight. Whether it be plane ticket or train or anything of the sort. So please, we encourage devotees to please, can you keep the child quiet, whoever, please? Thank you. So it's important that we try to be on time for Janmashtami. Janmashtami is the birth of Krishna. He appeared 5,000 something years ago. So it's really, really a very significant celebration for Vaishnava devotees. The Lord appeared, if we think of his life, he appeared in a jail. I don't think any of us were born in a jail. So we really have no idea what it's like to be born in a jail. And he's the Supreme Lord. So tomorrow we're going to be meditating on that, to really see what is the significance of why did the Lord appear 5,000 years ago. And even when he appeared, everything was so beautiful. As soon as he left, everything went kapoots. Right? So it's definitely a beautiful day for us to come together and remember the birth of Lord Krishna. So please do be here at 7 o'clock. However, the temple will be open at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. The deities will be wearing a new dress tomorrow. We just got them a new outfit made in Vrindavan. So we will definitely be offering them the new outfit tomorrow. So please, if you are able to find some time in your busy schedule to come and see the Lord in their new outfit at 8 to 8:30 in the morning, please do so. It's a beautiful outfit. Beautiful outfit. So be ready to be mesmerized in the outfit. The temple will be open all day tomorrow. There will be devotees who are going to be doing Krishna book reading. So what we're doing is devotees have signed up either for half an hour or 1 hour slot to read Krishna's pastimes to the Lord himself. So we are reading the Lord's appearance to the Lord so that he can enjoy hearing about how he appeared many, many years ago. So there are, I think, 4 slots left. We were at 9, now 6, now we're down to 4 slots. So please, if you're able to come out even for half an hour, please do come see me at the end and I will tell you what slots are available. And come and read to the Lord. Half an hour, we have a Krishna book by Srila Prabhupada and we will read it in sequence. We'll start from the beginning and we'll continue. So please, if you're able to come for half an hour tomorrow to come and read Krishna book to the Lord himself, please do so. If you're inspired to bring chapan bhog, offering to the Lord, homemade vegetarian food, please do come see me. And it has to be brought here by 7 p.m. so that it can be offered to the Lord. So that's tomorrow also. And of course, we do have a lot of services like, pre-Janmashtami is a lot of services. It's like any other function, whether it's a birthday or a wedding or whatever. The day before is a lot of preparation, cleaning, cutting, cooking, washing, all kinds of stuff. So we do have at least, thanks to the devotees who came at 3 o'clock to cut up. Thank you so much for helping with the cut up. It's been a huge help. We do have some more cut up left. I don't see the two devotees that went downstairs. Okay, we do have some karak left, so if you're able to extend at least an hour or so after prasadam to finish up the karak, it will help the cooks a lot tomorrow. It really reduces our cooking time, really, really does. Because we would also like to cook without rushing and be part of the festivities for the Lord. So if you're able to give at least an hour of your time to finish up the karak, please do so after the program. We also need help to vacuum the temple room right here, and we need help to clean the steps going downstairs. Remember, this is Krishna's house. It's not my house, it's not your house. It's Krishna's house. So we really want to clean Krishna's house to get ready for his birthday tomorrow. So there are a lot of few more services left. Please do come see me. We want to hang up lights outside. We need help for that. We want to set up a couple of tents outside for an overflow prasadam. We need help with that. So we want to get all this done, hopefully in the next couple of hours or so that at least we will be ready for the birth of Lord Krishna tomorrow. So please do see me. If you have anything that you can offer in any form, services, if you'd like to sponsor any of our prasadam, the feast, the flowers for the deities, or the decoration, or even an arti, a midnight arti, please do come see me. There are lots of ways that devotees can actually offer sponsorships. And please also do spread the word to your friends and family and neighbors that tomorrow we will be celebrating Janmashtami tomorrow night. And the very next day is the appearance, the Vyasa Puja of Srila Prabhupada. And he's the one that brought Janmashtami to US. Before 1965, no one knew about Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, Ram Navami, Nrsimha Chaturdasi, Rath Yatra. Nobody knew any of this before 1965. It was Latin, French, German. Prabhupada was the one that brought it from India, 1965, and really spread the holy name. And really shared what is Janmashtami, what is this festival, what is that festival. He taught us the science of Krishna consciousness. And we all know when it comes to a teacher, we all have gone to school, there's something called Teachers' Day, where we thank our teachers for educating us. Vyasa Puja is one of the days where we thank Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Because of you, I am here today. Because of you, I know the science. I know this knowledge. I'm learning. You have given me this hope to know that I'm not this body, I'm the spirit soul. You have given me the hope to do devotional service. You've given me so much. That is the day that we do that. We give thanks to our founder Acharya, who was our spiritual grandfather actually, which is the very next day. Prabhupada was born the day after Janmashtami. Interestingly. And so please do come out on day, and Tuesday, Vyasa Puja will be an evening program. So please do make time to come out, and it's interesting because Janmashtami is a festivities, really, really busy and bustling, and Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja is so sweet and soft and solemn and very meditative. It really culminates the whole mood and makes us want to go deeper and say thank you, Prabhupada. So please do mark these 2 days, tomorrow and Thursday. And before we, did I miss anything else, Rambo? No, right? Okay. So if I missed, of course, oh wait, I did miss something. Sunday school. Sunday school is starting up on September 8th. I think we're about 3 weeks away, and we have been getting a lot of registrations. Thank you so much. And there are a few more that we need. So if you have not registered your child, please do so. And if you know someone who has not done it, please do so, because the cutoff line is September 1st. And we need to really prepare classes for the Sunday school students. So please, if you have not, do so. If you know someone who has not, please remind them. Before we go on, I'm going to ask Jit Mitra if he can do the prasadam prayers. And then we'll take darshan of the deities and have prasadam and do more service. Haribol.
Mahapshade Govinde, Namo Brahmane Vaishnave, Sadhupunya Vadamraja, Vishnadeva Jayate, Sarira Vidyaja, Jagan Vihata Hekal, Om Charanamrit.
If it comes. Not today.
Yeah.
Not today.
Not today? Oh yeah, today there was no Abhishek. So today no Charana. Abhishek is tomorrow.
That's already done.